Let's talk about dabbing now. For dabbing, it's helpful to use a flat-ish brush. You don't want like a fine-tipped brush because we are going to be making dabs, which are essentially like little squares. You want your paint to be fairly thick, so I didn't grab any water for this lesson. So we're going to be making repeated, small, short, but visible marks. The marks aren't as small as pointillism, but they are kind of similar in that they're repeated. These marks are bold and deliberate. You're giving a good amount of pressure with your brush to create these intentional marks. And you really want to see that brushstroke texture that's encouraged. So dabbing is used in an art movement called Divisionism. It's associated with neo-impressionism. And again, it's similar to pointillism and has a lot of overlaps, but the marks are more bold, more colorful, just a bit larger than life, whereas pointillism is a bit more subdued, more blended looking. With Divisionism, you can really see the clear brushstrokes, like they're very bold and separated almost. You can use dabbing in various directions. You can have large or small dabs. You can have them close together or farther apart. And they don't need to be perfectly parallel or uniform. There is, of course, an optical effect when the painting is seen from far away, the same as we discussed with pointillism. When dabbing, you're creating a sense of movement. You're creating life and light. All of the brushstrokes work together in layered effects. So again, you aren't blending, you're adding the colors next to each other. There's also often a focus on ordinary subject matter with Divisionism. So here I have a photo of a cake, which is a quite ordinary object, I would say, so it fits the bill, and I'll try out some dabbing with this cake. So you can play with adding colors next to each other and on top of each other as well. You don't want to like blend them super hard on top of each other, but a little bit of layering is definitely encouraged. I really like that dabbing makes a painting feel alive. It feels like it's moving around the page. There's really no static or flat feelings at all, and it's a bit messy and lifelike. So I just really enjoy this style for that reason. I love like the loose, messy, alive feeling that Impressionism and Expressionism and Divisionism, pointillism, they all really provide that. And there's a lot of color theory going on because placing certain colors side by side will look like a completely new color from farther away. Adding complementary colors next to each other will create shadows, or even adding like a blue and a yellow next to each other can create a green from far away. There's also an element of using directional brushstrokes with dabbing, and you're often pointing towards or away from focal points. All right, well, that was a quick demo of dabbing and Divisionism. I really hope you enjoyed this lesson. I had so much fun learning more about these movements and just playing around with all the colors and brushstrokes.